Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the studentloanjustice.org live stream. My name is Alan Collins. I'm the founder of studentloanjustice.org. It is Sunday night, October 17th. I hope everybody is doing well out there in the world. Um, I'm just going to dive right into it here. If I can see your comments, I will definitely respond to them. And your questions and comments are very important, very welcomed, and we're glad to have them. Um, so, what's going on right now? What's going on right now is we have a very good bankruptcy bill in the Senate right now, S 2598. This is a Senate bill. Dick Durbin is the co-sponsor, and currently we have count them, two Republican co-sponsors, which is really good. We have John Cornyn in Texas, and also Josh Hawley in Missouri co-sponsoring this bill. So that's a very good thing. For those of you who are new to the group, welcome. We're glad you found us. We are a fiercely nonpartisan group. So we pretty much hate both parties at this point. But I am here to tell you that we have to acknowledge the truth, which is that historically, in our 16 years of experience fighting this battle, Republicans have tended to oppose us, like pretty much down the line. So for me to be able to tell you that we have two Republican co-sponsors on this bill is a very big thing, a very good thing. So that's good. A little more about this bill. This bill is only for federal loans, and only with a 10-year waiting period, which I'm not very happy about. I don't think a 10-year waiting period is needed at all. Quite frankly, I really think that one line of federal code, 11 U.S. Code 523A8, needs to be completely repealed. That would make it so that all student loans, public and private, are treated precisely the same way as all other loans in bankruptcy proceedings. That is what is needed. But let's not let the good perfect be the enemy of the good. S 2598 is a good bill, assuming that if it were to pass today as written, it would open up the access of people to bankruptcy courts like never before. Well, like not since 1977. So it is a very good bill if passed as written. Now, tomorrow, let me back up a minute. If you have private student loans, there's another bill, HR 4907, which is very important, and you need to fight for that. We're not fighting quite as hard for that one because it's not quite as far along. But that day may well come because 10% of all student loan borrowers have privately owned student loans. So that's another discussion. Feel free to ask about it if you want. I'm happy to help you. Happy to answer any questions or comments you might have. But right now, S 2598 is very important, and tomorrow is a very important day in the life of this bill, S 2598. So there's going to be a markup on the bill this week. I'm not going to tell you exactly when. Well, I think I just did actually. Tomorrow, the bill is supposedly going to be marked up, and so today we are sending tweets to hopefully every Republican senator in the country, and we are asking them very strongly to co-sponsor S 2598. But we're not doing it directly. In other words, we put a tweet out, and we're asking everybody to retweet this tweet. Twitter. I hate Twitter. Everybody hates Twitter, but Twitter is kind of useful for this, guys. It just is. So we're asking everybody to quote tweet that tweet and include, like, CC it to a Republican senator or 20. I think there's 48 Republican senators in the Senate. So, like, yeah, you could do all of them if you wanted, and that would only be better. We need to put pressure on Republican senators, guys. We just do. I know a lot of people are like, why are we pushing Republicans? They're terrible. Why are we giving them election advice? And the answer is simple, guys. We need the Republicans to pass this bill. We don't want to do, and I don't think we can do, a strictly bipartisan bill. We could maybe barely squeak something through, but guys, the Republicans should be on our side. And it's not about partisan politics. We're not a partisan group. As I said, we pretty much hate both parties. But we have to acknowledge that the Republicans are the guys that we really need to convince. And remember, folks, when we can get a significant number of Republicans on our side, the problem is going to go away very, very quickly. And think of this. If we can even get 2 or 3 Republican governors to join us and call on the president to cancel all federally owned student loans, and believe it or not, I think we can. There are states out there that are so absolutely wrecked in federal student loan debt. I think we can get governors like Brian Kemp in Georgia, like Greg Abbott in Texas, like H.R. McMaster in South Carolina, like Kay Ivey in Alabama, like Kristi Neem of South Dakota, Chris Sununu in New Hampshire. There's a ton of Republican governors out there that they have a moral, they have a constitutional, and they have a conservative duty to fight for their people over this disgusting big government college enriching federal student loan system. I think we can get nearly every Republican governor to join us, quite frankly. But it's going to take a lot of effort. So today, right now, if you go to our website and you click on the daily update tab, you can see daily actions that we're asking everybody to do for today going back at least a couple months. I would urge you in the strongest of terms to go there and do all those actions going back like a couple weeks, like maybe even a month. Do them all if you have a little bit of time on your hands. Guys, these are not hard actions to take. Usually it's like stuff on Twitter. Like today, or just retweet this, retweet that. It's very simple, takes literally seconds to do. We have a very strong muscle to flex right now, guys. Very strong muscle. We've got 1 million people on our petition. We've got 20,000 people in this group. We've got probably 30 or 40,000 people across our other platforms. If everybody were to actually do the daily actions that we need them to do, I'm telling you, we would overwhelm every Twitter account of every important person to this problem times 5 or 10. And this problem would be very quickly gone. I'm not kidding you. That's how much power we have. 1 million people is like 2% of all student loan borrowers. We should have 20 or 30 million people on that petition, quite frankly. We should have far larger numbers, but even the numbers we do have are enough to overwhelm every switchboard in every congressional and governor's office in the land. So it starts with you. These are your loans. This is your problem. And it's not hard to help. It just is not. We've made it very easy for people. If you have nothing more than email and Twitter or internet, you can help us. So please do that. Other people, but getting back to the whole point that I just raised, if you hate your Republican senator or your Republican governor, honestly, that is all the more reason to push them. Because hear me out. First of all, if they do what we want them to do, what we need them to do, then great. Maybe you'll hate them a little less. If they don't, if they ignore us, if they blow us off and don't do what we're asking, well, then you will have publicly exposed them for turning their backs on us, the borrowers. And remember, guys, there are 45 million people in the country with student loans. These people vote. 45 million people is nearly enough to win a presidential election outright. So this is a double-edged sword here. They can help us, and it will help them. Maybe you don't want to help them because they're Republicans, but come on. I mean, I am more interested in solving this problem than jumping on one side of the battle or another in the D versus R, red versus blue thing. I'm done with that. We've been completely screwed by the partisan divide for 16 years, and I'm sorry, I'm done, and I hope that you are too. But the worst case scenario is that your Republican governor, your Republican senators do what we want, and maybe they get a few more votes in the next election or something. That's the worst case. I mean, that's the best case scenario. The best thing that can happen is they help us, and all of a sudden these loans go away, and then maybe they get a few more votes in the next election. I don't know. I really don't care. But if they do not do what we want, then you can take that and you can use that against them in the next election. 45 million people is a lot of voters, and you have a lot of ammunition by being able to prove that your senator or your governor turned his or her back on you and us, the 45 million borrowers in the country. I just made this coffee, so sorry about that. So, come on, guys, go to our website, studentloanjustice.org. Go to the daily update. At least help with that. It's the least you can do. One other announcement I wanted to make tonight. We did a very strong talk at the University of Southern California Film School last Thursday. It was great. Chuck Schumer gave the opening remarks. USC President Carol Folt also was there. I think quite a few reporters were there as well, which was good. Check out that discussion. I will paste the link to it somewhere around here, like in the comments on this live stream right here now tonight. We would like to do similar events, hopefully promoting the film, but whatever. We would like to do similar events, and again, we're a fiercely nonpartisan group, guys. So here's the thing: we're a very fiercely nonpartisan group, but we have to be acutely aware of partisan things, like when the squad calls for student loan cancellation. That's a good thing. We're glad that they do it. We're glad anybody in Congress that's helping us. But on another level, we have to be very cognizant that everything the squad does, the Republicans flock to the other side of. And so, anyways, the thing at USC was great. USC is a very conservative school, which is in itself is super good. Having Chuck Schumer on there was great. It added a lot of credibility to the talk and to the film and all that sort of thing. However, again, everything Chuck Schumer does, the Republicans flock to the other side of. We would like to balance out that thing that we did at USC on Thursday. We would like to do a similar event at, I don't know, maybe another college with maybe a Republican senator to do the opening remarks. Like, I don't know, George Mason University would be great. Hillsdale College would be fantastic. There's a bunch of conservative colleges out there. I would like to go to Carnegie Mellon, actually. I view that as a pretty conservative school. Forgive me if you disagree, and you may actually be right, but I always thought that Carnegie Mellon tended to be a little bit of a conservative college. We would love to go to first of all, we'll go anywhere. We'll go to colleges, we'll go to chambers of commerce, we'll go to churches, we'll go to any kind of a civic organization that you can probably name. I would be happy to show up at. So, if you really want to help, guys, think about what you can do in your local area to get some kind of an event like what we did at USC last Thursday going. It will help tremendously. And getting some more conservative politicos to join us can only help. Our members in this group, my best estimate, and this is kind of funny, but my best estimate is that about 55% of the people on our group are either Republican or independent. At the very same time, I estimate that about 60, maybe 63% of the people on our group are similarly either Democrats or independent. So my point is, our members on this group span the political spectrum, and we like to do things on both sides of the aisle. Even both sides at the same time would be the best thing. So think about what you can do to bring me or me and Mike Camoin, the filmmaker who made Scared to Death, scared2deathmovie.com. Do what you can to get us into your town, your local college, your local church, your local chamber of commerce. Who knows? Kiwanis Club would be fine. So that can only help. We have been sharpening this sword, this blade, for many years. We are exceedingly comfortable talking to any organizations, left, right, center, doesn't matter. We're very, I think, good at it, in my own humble opinion. And we certainly have spoken to very conservative, very liberal, very, you name it, groups in the past. That can only help. It's strong stuff. You know, when people start talking about this issue, word of mouth is the best way that we have to grow. We don't have $1 million budget to pay for commercials or advertising. We can't hire a marketing team to make our stuff go viral on the internet all the time. No. We can't do any of that stuff. All we have is you. We have 1 million people on our petition. We have 20,000 people on this group, as I said before. When nobody on the group or the petition is doing anything, then we're not getting anything done. It truly starts with you. Like that thing at USC last Thursday. You know, there's exactly one person that made that whole entire thing happen, and that's Lisa Ansell in Los Angeles. It was only her hustling that event together that made the whole thing happen. If she hadn't had tried, it never would have happened. And I don't know how much work she put into it. I think she did put a significant amount of work into it. But, you know, it doesn't have to take a ton of energy, just, you know, at most, or I say at the minimum, a few phone calls. You know, we can, if you set them up, we can typically knock them down. You know, if you can even get us into a meeting with the staff of your Republican governor, if you can even get that far, we can take it from there. You know, we can do all the talking. We can field all the toughest questions, everything. We can do all that stuff. But nothing is going to happen until you make it happen. So come on, guys. Oh, hey, I see we have some comments here. Sorry about that, Evelyn. What is the link for the LinkedIn page? Oh, I wish I knew off the top of my head, Evelyn. All I can tell you is that you can go to our website. And if you scroll down our website, you'll see a whole bunch of icons, and you will see the LinkedIn icon there. And you can very quickly check us out on LinkedIn. I don't know how up to date the LinkedIn thing is. Honestly, I don't do that. I cover our Facebook, our YouTube, and maybe a couple other platforms, but I'm not super great on the LinkedIn. I think Heather has been updating our LinkedIn pretty well. So check it out. Let me know what you find. And to all of you, go to the front page of our website. You can find pretty much all the stuff that I talk about there. You can find your local state chapter there on the front page of our website. Just click on the state chapter menu. Click on the daily update thing to keep abreast of what's going on currently, all my most recent announcements. Pretty much everything. So you can see that event that I just spoke of at USC on the front page of our website. So our website is getting pretty good. I'm happy to report. So with that, guys, I think it's Sunday. I will only repeat one last time. Please do today's daily action. Send those tweets. It's a tweet to Senator John Cornyn and Josh Hawley, Texas and Missouri senators. And quote tweet that tweet to a couple or 20 or even 48 other Republican senators. We need you to do that. Tomorrow is a very important day in the life of S-2598, our bankruptcy bill. So please get that done tonight if you would. It only takes a couple seconds. It's the least you can do. So with that, I think I'll probably call it a night. Maybe the very last thing that I will beg and plead for is if you could do a donation at this time, it would be helpful. We just barely raised the $90 that we needed to raise for some expenses coming up on Tuesday. You can make this fundraising nonsense much easier on us just with a very moderate donation. We can do what we do on extremely, extremely little funding, but we cannot do it on nothing. So again, go to the website. Appreciate it. And with that, I will just wish everybody a good day, good weekend, and a great week. Let's make this the strongest week ever for student loan justice. I think we can. Things are really lining up for this to be literally the strongest week ever for us. So let's make it so. It all starts with you, as I said. In the immortal words of fictitious character John Connor, you have no idea how important you are. So, all right, guys, good luck. Godspeed. I'll see you tomorrow. God bless.